Golfers, do you struggle to start the backswing? One of the most common issues we see regularly on the lesson tee or on a daily basis, a lot of golfers will rush the takeaway, so the club gets really inside quite early. There's a big disconnection between the arms and body. So the next time that you set up to any shot, what I want you to do is I want you to start with the golf club in front of the golf ball. Many people who struggle rushing the backswing, the tendency is that they get the club inside too quickly. So place the club head in front of the golf ball, set the club out in front, take a nice slow backswing to the top. Feel that stretch, feel your left shoulder working a little bit more inside the ball. Feel like your chest starts to rotate a little bit more in front of the golf ball. Then as we work the club back, we're feeling everything's connected, arms, body and club. Left shoulder's working inside the golf ball, get to the top of the backswing. I feel like I've created a nice big stretch. Then from there, as I come back into impact, I'm visualising a spot. So this is a good tip that Jon Rahm uses. The driver head maybe 2 or 3 inches behind the golf ball. That's where you're wanting the club to interact with the ground. We see a lot of golfers who aim too much for the front of the golf ball, then they're going to hit the ground in front of the golf ball. We see too many golfers who focus too much on the front of the golf ball, where they hit the golf ball first and take a divot. So place the driver 2 or 3 inches behind the golf ball. As you come into impact, that's where you want the club head to hit the ground, and that's going to help us achieve an upward hit, and it's going to help us keep the spin down but also create a high launch. Club head 1 or 2 inches behind the golf ball, that's where you want the club to hit the ground first, then you're starting to rise up through impact. So 2 drills with backswing tempo, put the club head in front of the golf ball. As you work it back, arms, body and club are working back together. As we come back into impact, I'm visualising a spot 1 or 2 inches behind the golf ball. I'm visualising a spot 1 or 2 inches behind the golf ball, and that's where I want the club to start rising up through impact. And that's going to help me shallow my angle attack. So feet together, left foot out, big step to the right. I'm going to place the club head 1 or 2 inches behind the golf ball, and that's where I want the club to hit the ground. Then I'm going to start to hit the ball on the up. Feel like my left shoulder works up through impact. We see too many golfers who hit the golf ball first. They take the ground out in front of the golf ball. So think low point, slightly more behind the golf ball, club head where you want the club to interact with the ground before impact. And that's going to help us hit the ground slightly earlier, hit up with driver, create a high lunge but a low spin shot. Place the club head where you want the club to interact with the ground. Left shoulder higher, right shoulder lower. Take it to the top, big shoulder turn from there. So